Hey everyone, in our previous video we covered our 3D box rendering templates, what they are, how they work, why you want to use them, and exactly the step-by-step instructions you need to use it in the free software known as GIMP. In this video we're just going to cover how to use it in Photoshop or Photoshop Creative Cloud. My name is Martin and you are watching Amazon Adventures. First thing we're going to do is open up the two files. We need our 3D box render template, and then we need our flat image. So let's just go under File and Open and bring those two into here. So 3D template, again, this is a sample one that is in both the free and the deluxe version with the corresponding flat image. All right, once that's in, I'm just going to drag the window down to here and open the second file, which is our sample box design. So when they're both in, I can click in either window and hop back and forth. The first thing I'm going to want to do is zoom in a little bit. We're way too far out for us to do any fine detail work. So I'm just going to resize this window a bit by clicking the bottom right-hand corner and dragging it larger. And then I'm going to use my magnifying glass tool to zoom in a little bit. So it's here at the bottom. And by clicking the mouse, I can zoom in, and by holding down the Alt key and clicking again, I can zoom out. Moving to the 3D box template, I'm going to do the same thing. Click and zoom, and I can also slide with the bars on the side here and on the bottom. Now with our 3D box template, if we look on the right hand side, you'll see a whole host of layers. Most of this is things you don't need to worry about at all. What you do need to be concerned about are the sections marked with the hash marks. So you will see box 1 front and box 1 side, as well as box 2 front and box 2 side. Those correspond to the sections on the image. So this is box 1 front, box 1 side, box 2 front, and box 2 side just off the screen here. So all I need to do is basically click on the section I'm going to be working on. So we're going to start with box 1 front. So click on it once so it's highlighted. And then we just need to move to the second image, which is our flat design. And we're going to use the rectangular selection tool to select just this front section. So click and hold the mouse button in the top right hand corner and drag to the bottom left. Once you have it selected and you're happy with the selection, simply release the mouse button and go under Edit and Copy. Of course, you can do Control C as well, and then move back to the 3D render template and go Edit and Paste or Control V. And it will drop it on the layer it needs to be on. Now, obviously, this isn't in the right position and it looks all funny. So let's move it first. So there's a Move tool at the very top of the toolbar. Click on that and you can click and hold and drag this around. So let's line up the top left corners first. Now, Photoshop sort of snaps into place, which is very nice. I can also use the arrow keys to do fine adjustments. So if I wanted to go, a pixel or two left or a pixel or two right, just to make sure I get it perfect, I can do that. And once one corner is in place, I simply need to align the other corners. To do that, I need to distort the image. So go under Edit, then choose Transform and Distort. Once I do that, I will see a number of little squared control points around the image. I only need the ones in the corners. So we're going to grab the bottom left corner first, click, hold, and drag, and simply bring it into position. Bottom right corner, same thing. I want to make sure that there's no blue showing, but I don't want to go way past it, obviously, because then it won't look proper. It'll be all funny, and the eye will know that something is wrong. Come on. There we go, and top right. And it's up just a hair. Once you're happy with it, you can select the arrow tool again, and it will say, hey, do you want to apply this transformation? If I click on apply, it'll flatten it down. Now you can do fine adjustments afterwards. I can use the arrow key, so I just need to get a little bit of blue off there, bump it up 1 pixel, and it looks fantastic. So basically we've done more or less all we're going to need to do. We just need to do it 3 more times. So let's work next on box 1 side. So before you copy it, click on box 1 side on the list of layers. Once that is selected, move back to your flat image, grab your rectangular selection tool, and copy this. Again, top right corner, top left corner, doesn't matter where, as long as you get the whole thing and don't go over. About there, edit, copy, hop back, edit, paste, grab the move tool. Let's align the top left-hand corner about where I want it. And then the same as before, edit, transform, distort. Control points are there, and we simply line them up. Two, 3, and 4. When I'm happy, click that button, say apply, and we're in very good shape. Let's just slide this down a little bit here. All right, box 2, front. Select that on the side. Hop back to our flat image. Let's slide this down. Rectangular select tool, and you can see that you get very, very good at this and find the very quick process once you've done it a couple of times. Just going to grab here, edit, copy, hop back, edit, paste, move tool, top left corner, some fine adjustment with the arrow keys, and then once again, edit, transform, distort. Now this one is a little bit trickier because I actually cannot see the bottom right corner. It's a very simple way to make sure it's aligned correctly, but let's do the bottom left first, then the top right. All right, so for the bottom right corner, I know that it is in a straight line. So all I have to do is make sure it's aligned with this bottom blue line, and that this line here, which is now at an angle, is essentially straight. And I will have the exact spot, even though it's more or less invisible. Click on that, apply. I can see I'm going to need to nudge that up just a hair. And we're good. All right, one more side, box 2. Click on box 2 side, move over back to here. Now, with this design that I have here, it doesn't really matter which side panel you grab. They're both identical. But that might not always be the case. So let's just say that this blue line here was not as vertical, was more horizontal. It went across the front of the image into the side and maybe onto the back, in which case the panel you grabbed would be important. So the pattern always to follow is the left panel goes with the front of the box and the far right panel goes with the back of the box, as if these two are connected. So I'm just going to grab the right panel here as though it actually did matter, even though in this case they're identical. So select it, edit, copy, hop back, edit, and paste. Move tool should be becoming almost reflex by now. And then edit, transform, distort, and grab those corners. Do I want to apply the transformation? Yes, I did. All right, so this is looking actually fairly fantastic. Let's zoom out on this a little bit so we can see more of the area around it. What I need to do now is bring in the actual image. I want the picture of the pepper grinder sitting beside it as though it were in that shot. So let's open that image as well. So file and open. It's called grinder. Again, in both versions, the deluxe and the free version for testing. Once that's brought in, I can simply do what I did to the flat version of the layout. I can just highlight the sections I want and copy it in. So let's do that here. Rectangular select tool. Just highlight the entire thing. Edit and copy. Let's go to our 3D image. Edit and paste. So I can move it where I want it. Now you can see very clearly this thing is way too large. So if I made my first image look exactly like this, people would know right away that something is wrong, right? The size of the box is determined by scale, right? I mean, I could have an apartment building here, or I could have a grain of rice, and that would determine what this size actually looks like. So let's adjust this thing here. We have to make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to go under Edit, Transform, and we're going to choose Scale. So I'm going to get my control points around the image. When you click and grab one of the corners, also hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, which makes sure that the width and the length are adjusted in tandem. Otherwise, you can get a very distorted image, as you can see, like so. So hold down the Shift key, keeps the perspective correct. We want to drop it down so it's a little bit smaller than the box, as though we're fitting inside it. When I'm happy with that, once again, just choose the selection tool. It'll ask me if I want to apply the transformation. I click apply, and we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to move a little bit closer here. All right, two things left to do. One, I have way too much white space here. So I want to get rid of any white space that I don't need. And then I want to make sure my image is sufficiently sized. I like it about 3,000 pixels wide. That allows the shopper on Amazon to kind of put the mouse over and zoom in. You can read the back of the box and look at the details and that sort of thing. So let's first crop it. So I'm just going to go roughly to the bottom left-hand corner here, click and hold and select. So I've got basically just the image with a little bit of white around it. I'm going to go under Image, and I'm going to choose Crop, and it will crop to that selection. All right, so now we've got the cropping done. We want to resize this thing. So before I size or do anything else, I want to flatten it to make it easier for the program to work with this and make sure that nothing moves or gets messed up. So I have all of these layers here. We want to just flatten the entire thing. So if we go under Layer and Flatten Image, it'll merge all the layers down together, and you can see now we've just got one layer called background. All right, so now let's size it. Image size. And let's make it 3,000 pixels. You'll see when I do the width, the height adjusts automatically. Once I've got what I want, click OK. It's zoomed up. And the last thing I like to do is just sharpen it a little bit. Because we've zoomed it up, it's not perfect. I like a nice crisp image, and I can see that a little bit on some of the detail here. So let's sharpen it. That's under Filter, Sharpen, and Sharpen. And it'll do it on its own, and that is basically all I need. We're in very, very good shape. So simply say File and Save As, and call this your Image 1, and you are good to go. Hey guys, that's our video for today. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps this channel grow as well. If you haven't already visited our website, please do so. Resources there if you're just starting out or to give you a bit of extra edge. Thank you so much. My name is Martin, and this has been Amazon Adventure.